day, fellow investors. 2 days ago we discussed how price is key for your investment returns, and today we have a great comment from Sergi discussing Warner Bros. That we analyzed a few times here on the channel, and he says how he has been averaging down since AT&T gave him a few shares in the spin-off. He sees it as very undervalued, much potential, and he's also cinema lover. However, as the stock went down, as he averaged down, it has become one of my biggest positions. I don't mind waiting for 2027 or whatever, because it can easily double or triple, if not more. So everything is correct there, but what I want to discuss here is the reward you are getting while waiting. Because if there is no reward, then it could easily turn into a value trap. And that is always the risk with this discounted stocks, because one could argue that Warner Bros. Discovery was cheap already at $15, and now we are 50% down from there. Thus, is it a value trap? What does it mean to be rewarded while you're waiting is the key topic, and we will use Warner Bros. Discovery as an example. The thesis is very simple. They have current free cash flows of $6 billion on an $18 billion market capitalization. That's a 33% free cash flow yield. That's staggering. They're using that money to normalize debt levels. That should then lead to buybacks and dividends. And when that situation improves, at the soonest will be 2026, 2027, then the stock could really be a 2-3x, because there are these businesses, you are likely watching some of these businesses, so the cash flows are there. Movies will do better one year, will do worse one year, but that is also a big uncertainty going forward, because we don't know how good will those movies do. The one certainty that we can be certain of is the huge amount of debt, and amount of debt that will have to be renewed also at a higher interest rate. They will not be able to renew this at normal interest rates or at those low interest rates they had here, 3.5%. They will likely have to renew at 6-7% given their amount of debt. Here you have $4 billion, or not renewing, repaying that debt as it matures, which is something they could do from that cash flow perspective. However, a lot can happen between now and 2027. Bad movies, lower FCF, television declining, and therefore we don't know when will this stock triple or even double. Even if now it looks extremely attractive, $6 billion in free cash flow, but then some say $6 billion, yes, 18 billion market capitalization, 45 billion debt, and then $6 billion on 60 billion of, let's say, that value is not, enterprise value is not that stellar. However, when it comes to stock categorizations, there is always Peter Lynch that explains it in this video. Check that video out, the link in the description below. But we have turnarounds, and buy only when you know the market is extremely wrong in estimating the magnitude of the crisis. So, is the market extremely wrong in estimating the magnitude of the Warner Bros. Discovery? Let's call it that crisis. Because the key question here is, can the company survive a raid from creditors? If creditors say the covenants are breached or the cash flows are not sufficient for you to cover those debt over the long term, which is something that might happen 2 years from now, then you have a clear value trap. However, they are working on it, everything seems okay, so the risk and reward thesis is very, very positive. But personally, this is just my personal opinion, I prefer much easier opportunities for a 2x with constant rewards, because that is just value investing. I'm lowering the risk. Here there is some risk in the form of debt and long-term cash flows, but I would just prefer, let's say, better risk and reward opportunities. A stock that we discussed a year ago is Amsterdam Commodities. That was 22 euros when we discussed it. Now it is 17, but I think my interest would be triggered here at 15 because it can get lower in case of some continuous, let's say, weakness in the Dutch market or whatever. But here I'm getting paid to wait for perhaps a takeover. For a private owner, this is already then a cheaper thing. It is a food company that's much simpler, much easier. And yes, some people are saying that value picks like this one is down 1 year later after the video was published. Makes one wonder. Okay, but that is normal. People these days constantly chase stocks that go up and don't really look at businesses. We look businesses and then we watch the business, we say what kind of risk and reward it is, and then at what kind of price, as we discussed in the previous video, it pays for a low risk, high reward. This is just in my diversified portfolio and a little bit in the model portfolio, but just a minor position, just to watch it over time and then assess. But to conclude here, I'm just discussing that can one find something better than this in order to reach one's, let's say, goals? How are you being paid while you are waiting for 2026, 2027 for the thesis to develop here? And that is also something that Peter Lynch used to discuss, and he is saying that wait for things to start turning around. You might miss the first upside, but you will invest with much less risk when things are really starting to turn around. Because if then things don't turn around, then you might lose everything. It is unlikely here. The value of the assets should be there, but that is always the burden here. So a very interesting just discussion. Of course, we can't be smart about it. Nobody knows the future, but I was just wanting to share here how I prefer to get paid while I'm waiting, owning a business, and then minimizing those risks in whatever form they come to avoid long-term value traps. Here, there is risk. Of course, the reward is much larger, thus this is a very positive risk and reward situation. However, I'm always watching and looking at this as a bit too risky for my taste because I'm not getting paid to own it, hold it, or wait. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the previous video also, and I'll see you in the next video.